Hello there mates, Mooshi Gamer here, and this is ShadowRun Hong Kong Extended Edition Episode 6. So I think before we were getting ready to go into a battle scene. Have I read this before? You scramble up a ladder and through Nexus Way. Above you is healing. The sounds of waterfront at night lead down from the stairway to the surface. Peering up the steps you can catch a glimpse. I feel like I have read this. I'm pretty sure. Spend your karma wisely. A jack of all trades is a master of none. Well, that's actually the first time I've seen a game that kind of recommended you not to do a jack of all trades. But I could see how that would be a little bit of a waste of time, especially since there are like really specific classes here. Shift enter to immediately end your turn. I need that. I need to remember that. You can use medkits outside of combat via the PDA's equipment screen. I know how to do the medkits. Now, if you could give me a tip on how to change the inventory, I would be eternally grateful. Let's see. Come in. We have a lot to talk about. Alright, so did I just click you? No, is that incorrect? Ah, yes, okay. Just didn't read. You can feel every eye in the room as you cross the mahjong parlor to the middle-aged woman sitting patiently at its end. The click-clack of ivory-colored tiles stops. Hands stray beneath tables into jacket pockets behind bags. The woman has the face of a prison guard and the demeanor of an inmate. Her salt and pepper hair is pulled into an iron-hard bun, and beneath it, two shiny black eyes offer nothing. Buttons sewn on the doll. A nearly empty bottle of something foul rests on a mahjong table, nestled between a pair of dirty shot glasses. Tiny puddles of brown linger at their bottoms. Gobbet and Isabel stand on the other side of the table, heads lowered, shoulders slumped, hands clasped. They risk a frightened glance at you as you approach. Kindly Cheng's voice is nasal and rusty mean. My little pair of fuck-ups here told me all about what happened on the docks. She dips a pinky into a shot glass, brings it to her mouth, removes it with a sharp smack. How two of my best runners had their heads put out. How you need protection, and how you need to get your identities wiped before you get your heads put out too. Potentially leading the heat to my front door, placing me and everyone in my employ in danger. She fingers the rim of her glass. So wise, so very, very wise. The young shaman's eyes never leave the floor. We're sorry, Auntie. We thought, her black eyes flashed. You mustn't speak until you are spoken to, Gobbet dear. The smile turns mean, and since you are one short hair away from being dumped in the river chained to Isabel's corpse, I suggest you let your new friends here do the talking for a while. Does that make sense to you, dear? Her tracheal voice is back, sweet, nasal, and grinding. Dark circles ring Gobbet's armpits. Yes, Auntie. Cheng indicates her head gently. Very good. You learn so quickly. I want to stand up for Gobbet, but after hearing the whole spiel about this lady, I'm not very sure. I don't feel like she deserves that. But I remain silent. She pours another drink. Her cheeks are rosy, already flushed. Now, my darlings, I understand from little rat shit here that you came from Seattle to meet with my client, Mr. Black. Wu's jaw tightens at the word client. But before you could find him, the HKPF started splattering grave matter everywhere and everything went to shit. And now you need your sins burned so you can disappear before you can end up dead too, is that right? I'm just gonna go with a yes ma'am. Very good. Why don't we start with telling me who you are? Sure, call me MS. Oh, you've already chosen a street name. How prescient of you. Cheng looks at you approvingly. MS, it's a good name. Has real character. She flutters her eyelashes at you. Now what's your real name? I mean, you do want to erase your identities, don't you? I need to know who you are first. Mooshi, I guess that you called me as a street samurai. Mooshi, I do what needs doing. Yeah, that sounds more legit. She rests her chin on her hand. I know the type. And how did you become someone who does what needs doing, Mooshi? I spent my time with Knight Errant. A corp trained me. I was a wage slave for a while, learned a trade. I was military, then I wasn't. I'll tell the truth, why not? Wu's brows furrows, he shakes his head, still can't believe it. Kindly Cheng whips her head towards Wu, a nasty retort already on her lips, but then she stops, sticks out her lower lip as she sizes him up. She turns to her lieutenant standing behind her, nodding her approval. Looks like the gun show is in town. What's your name, gun show? Wu's focus remains straight ahead. Duncan Wu. I'm a cop. Lone Star. I hear there are some fresh corpses found on the docks tonight. Smugglers, I believe. Didn't sound like the Hong Kong police when I heard about it. You're doing Duncan Wu? Wu's eyes remain fixed on the spot on the wall behind her. He smolders. I identified myself as Lone Star, but they wouldn't stand down. They had weapons. It was self-defense. She puckers her lips at him, her voice sing-song. I don't care, sweetie. They weren't my people. But I know you're a life-taker, Mr. Gunshow. You and your friend here. She begins arranging mahjong tiles on the table in front of her. But now I'm curious, why are you meeting Raymond Black on the docks tonight? He's a friend said needed our help. Raymond Black is our foster father. I mean... I was there because he needed help. Changed black eyes flash. Really? You have a lot of 65-year-old friends who you'll fly around the world to help? He raised us. Raymond Black is our foster father. That makes her pause. Cheng lifts her bottle of swill and eyes the label, connecting the dots on her own head. Interesting. A look of disgust passes over her face. Sorry kids, but he was looking like shit when I saw him. Eyes half open, dark circles around him, dragging his feet, the whole bit. She tisked in displeasure. Your foster daddy was in a bad place. You think it was drugs? Tell us everything you know about him. That sounds a bit pushy. Sounds like he wasn't sleeping. Could be. From what he said, it sounded like he was having nightmares. He would stop in the middle of a sentence and mutter something to himself. One time it was about the walls breathing or something. Another time it was about teeth. Thousands of teeth. I remember him drifting off near the end of our meeting. It looked like he was off somewhere else in his head. He said, I left prosperity in there. Then Nightjar put his hand on Mr. Black's shoulder, asked him why he wanted to go into the walled city so badly. That seemed to bring him back. When your old man opened his eyes, they were full of tears. Then he muttered something else I couldn't make out. She pours herself another shot, tosses it back and towards her belly. Your daddy got really irritated after a while. How do you lose prosperity? Do you think prosperity could be a person? What do you think it means? I can imagine. Sounds like a worthy question. I have no fucking clue. She grabs a long, slim cigar from a pack on the mahjong table, lights it. Alright, let's get to it. She exhales smoke and points two fingers at you and Wu. You need your sins burned and you need them burnt fast. Hong Kong dragnets are bad news. When they roll in force. Armored personnel carriers, heavy armor, heavy weapons, sorcerers, the whole thing. And they aren't coming to arrest you. She folds her arms across her chest. The thin cigar bobs in her mouth as she speaks. The good news is, I can help you. With a wave of my hand, I can make your sins disappear. But you need to understand, my darlings. Is that what you're asking for? It's not a simple request. Burning a sin isn't just deleting a number. It's wiping all reference to that number from all the world's largest databases. It's masking your mugshot in their facial recognition database so that the first camera you walk past doesn't bring them down on you like a ton of bricks. It's covering our fucking tracks so the act of burning your sin doesn't lead them right to us. It requires contacts in numerous corporations and the UCA's government. Smoke rolls out of the triad's boss nose. It requires someone like me. Therefore, I need to make a choice. She takes another drag on her cigar and gently places her palm flat on the table. Do I kill you and dispose of your bodies before the cops come looking for you, or do I help you burn your sins? I know my vote. How would killing us benefit you? We're more valuable alive. Help us and we'll help you. You may want to think about your rep as a fixer. Two of your runners are taken down by the cops, and you have no idea why. Why not? I'm a ShadowRunner. I might as well say it. Cheng rests her chin on her hand again and smiles at you coldly. So clever. So clever. Her chin stays on her hand, but her eyes look past you, surveying the yellow lotus soldiers in the room. Yes, I have been placed in a delicate situation, haven't I? Regardless, that's a situation whether you're alive or you're sucking dirt. She stares at you for a long moment, chin still on hand, thinking. Taps her ash on the floor without taking her eyes off you. A low, reluctant growl rumbles somewhere deep in her throat. You live. You're clever, and I like that. I'll put your sins to the torch. However, I'll need to call in several valuable favors within my network to do it, and those favors do not come cheap. Auntie Cheng stuffs out her cigar. You will owe me. What do you want us to do? Whatever you say, Auntie. Can't say I'm surprised. She pokes a finger in your direction. Of course not. You seem to have an understanding of how the world works. To give and take, that is part of a very fruitful relationship. I want you to deliver a message for me to the business associate in the walled city. The Yellow Lotus has a strong presence inside, Mooshi. Isabel can tell you all about it, can't you, dear? Isabel grew up in the walled city. Isabel's eyes remain lowered. They collect taxes for the corporations, extort protection money from shopkeepers, run drugs, guns, people. They hurt people. We do those things, yes, but to be fair, we also operate the walled city's black market. You might not be alive today if it weren't for the lifeline that we provide. Isabel clenched up tight. Cheng picks up a mahjong tile and turns it with her fingers. This is a red pole, a sort of enforcer, yes? On the inside. His name is Strangler Bao. Bao is a strong man, a good soldier, but he has forgotten his place. I need you to remind him. How are we supposed to do that? Want us to make an example of him? Let me guess. By remind him, you mean put a bullet in his head. Did I say that I wanted you to make an example of him? No, I want you to deliver a message. He tosses you a memory stick. Bring this to him in my name, and remember that Bao's men are my men. By right, they should all be serving me. Killing them would be a waste of resources. I have no use for dead soldiers. She turns to Goblin and Isabel. One of you would go with these two Westerners to the walled city, help them locate Bao and show them the ropes. The other will remain here with me. I have several menial and degrading tasks that need doing around the establishment. No matter who goes and who stays, you'll both pay for bringing an APB to my doorstep. Yes, Auntie. Yes, Auntie. Now, I'm gonna find out who ordered a hit on Nightjar and do some dentistry? Do some dentistry on human power too. Oh. She closes her eyes and smiles with pleasure. That boy was my favorite. He sang to me sometimes. She opens her eyes and sneers. That other one, I don't care about. Gutshot was an asshole. She turns away and waves you off with the back of her hand. That will be all, my darlings. Return to me when you are done. I don't want to call her Auntie. I'll just say deal. We return to leave. Well, we're still alive. That's something. Alright, 3 karma, and we got a data stick. Do I have it? Can I do anything with that 3 karma? Oh, I have actually a lot of karma to spend. I think they said body, quickness, and strength was important for my character. Let's see. I don't even have any of those, so I'm just gonna confront. Oh wait, I didn't do anything. Body. Oh wait, no, that's not correct. Oh, what is the rank in pistol 3 is beyond the current range combat? Oh, skills, man. There you go. And pistol 3. There you go. Okay, and I do want to do one for strength. I don't have any weapons though, so. Well, I do have close combat. Alright, and confirm. Okay. Alright, let's get this show on the road. Oh, well, actually, we're getting pretty close to 15 minutes, so I'm going to end the video here. And if you guys liked the video, comment or subscribe below, and Mooshi Gamer signing out.